Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dare to Express. I'm your host, Malukongina.
And I'm your co host for today, Mehak Dagar. We all express ourselves extremely differently, and today we've gathered to discuss just that.
We are joined by the amazing rapper and producer, Raphael, who's a, who's a student of the University of Nairobi. We're going to be talking about how we express differently. He expresses himself through rap, Mehek expresses herself through dance, and myself, I express myself through singing. So, what got you into rapping? Give us the whole gist about that.
Okay, so let me introduce myself again. My name is Raphael. I've been rapping, producing for about 3 years right now, and it has been a good journey. Like when I started, I was first introduced to rap by old friends. Like I was young, my older friends introduced me to rap. So when I started listening to rap, I started understanding what it was all about, and I loved it. So I started also writing my own. Yes, and that's how I started little by little. And yeah, I kept improving. Yeah.
So, um, myself, I'm studying journalism, yet I do express myself through singing. I have experienced some challenges, even being able to balance, to find that perfect balance with school and being creative. And also, with journalism, you're still expected to show some creativity. Being able to actually put myself to the task, even when I'm not feeling inspired, that's one of the challenges that I've experienced. Are there any challenges you guys have faced when you're trying to express yourself, even in school or when you're doing your craft?
Yes, like I can start where, like when I want to write about something personal, like it's hard to write something personal and people to love it. Like you think to yourself, will people like this? Will people appreciate that I actually wrote something personal? That's that type of stuff. So when I started out, I was just writing about anything. I wasn't really going into my personal life and anything. I was just rapping about anything that everybody can get along with, stuff
To
like
answer
that.
your question, sorry for that. To answer your question, I do dance from time to time. I'm not a professional dancer. However, I like to dance for fun. I kind of got the bug from my cousins when we all attended a wedding together. And I think when it comes to challenges that I've faced, I've had the chance to perform at some places. I used to be big on performing when I was in school, and I went on, and I still continue to perform at like family functions and when we have weddings, and it's a lot of fun. I think some of the challenges I may have faced is one, of course, juggling university and having the time to actually practice for performances and just try to hone my own skills. And another issue may also be injuries, trying to overcome them. So it's been quite a rough road when it comes to dancing. But when I do get a chance, I do dance freely as much as I can.
Okay. No, wait. Okay, I stop. The next one you can.
Yes. So as I mentioned, I do use dance to express myself and just to feel better. I think it's a good way to relieve stress. So you mentioned how you did try to write, rap songs through
Yes.
personal experiences and things like that. Do you think your rap is a way for you to let out your emotions, some form of outlet?
Yeah, I feel like it is some form of outlet. Like when I wrote about the things I've been going through or personal stuff, like it made me feel relieved. Like at least I got that feeling out, and it's actually something that people can go listen to, appreciate, and I'm happy that it's out there. So yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's a form of expressing myself through experiences. Yes.
Hmm. So, in this world of today and of social media, there's a lot of criticism when people put out their stuff, and it has brought out a lot of imposter syndrome. People completely ignoring their craft. What personally, what I'd tell someone who wants to still enjoy their craft and still continue being creative is be authentic, be you. What kind of advice would you give anyone out there who wants to become a rapper and is scared to rap or even has stage fright? And for you, like, what would you even tell a dancer who's scared of putting themselves out there?
Okay, so I'll tell anyone who wants to be a rapper, like you should write what you want to write. You should not be confined to what is trending or what you think people will listen to. Like just what you feel at that moment, you should do that. And when you do it, you'll actually feel better. Like it is actually, it's a nice feeling when you actually do what you want to do, and you'll see good results. Yeah, just do what you want to do. That's my advice.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm not exactly a professional dancer, but I do love dancing for fun. I think the advice that I would give is something I gleaned from a friend of mine who's a professional dancer, and it's just that do it. Just do it, because whether you do it or not, people will always have something to say. And I think it's better to just put yourself out there, because you never know who's watching and who would like what you're doing. It's not a must that everyone is going to be against it, but don't let that fear hold you back. And I think, as I unfortunately haven't had the chance to dance for a long time, but sometimes I miss it. So have you ever had like a period of time where you couldn't rap, where it was difficult for you to write songs on your own? How did that make you feel?
Yeah, it was especially in high school, like we were in boarding. And at that time, I wanted to finish high school and get done with it so that I can go and write some songs. So when I was trying to focus on school and also at the same time, I was having stress about writing music, dealing with school. Yeah, it was hard to find a balance. So I I I paused music, and I didn't do anything to do with music from that time when I was in high school until I finished. That's when I got back and did it. Yes.
Oh, also me. Sorry. um, I can definitely say that there are moments where I've missed it, especially last year. I was just getting into my final year of school. That's when we started doing our projects. And actually, by the end of the year, I was thinking back to myself and I was like, oh, wow, I haven't performed this year. And I felt so, like, I felt a certain way. I felt like I haven't given my all to my craft, and at the same time it made me feel guilty. People experience different forms of guilt. It made me feel guilty, like I haven't shown up for myself, I haven't shown up for my craft, yet it's a gift that I've been given. So yeah, that times I do miss it. Like at the moment, I really can't wait to finish school, just to get back into it, go back to practicing every day, just doing what I need to do to get back into it. So yeah, there's times I do miss it. Yeah. Nazafanya outro.
No, wait,
Sorry.
just end it.
Mhm. Okay, so me being a journalism student, the moments where I've been forced, or not necessarily forced, but I've needed to bring in my creative input. And another way that has made me be able to enjoy my course and do what I'm doing is to bring in aspects of my craft into journalism. For example, if it's things to do with assignments or productions, I will do something that is linked to music in one way or another. Do you guys ever find yourself doing that with the course that you're studying in school, or do you find it as if they hinder or collude?
Okay, for me, sometimes I feel like they collude. It's hard to focus on both of them at once, but some other times I feel like whatever I'm learning in school, I also do broadcast production in school. Like whatever we are taught there, like they are almost the same exact things what I do at home. So sometimes I use what I learn and I do it. So like they merge sometimes, and it's actually easy to balance the two. But sometimes when you have a lot of assignments and things, it makes it hard for me to focus on music. So I focus on the school things first, and then I put off music for some time, then I come back to it later. That's how I balance mine. Yeah.
As for me, it's difficult to merge the two, because on one hand it's dance, on one hand you're holding a tripod and doing productions. So what I do is I kind of treat dancing as like a form of vacation in a sense. So the moment where I find myself free enough, that's when I take up dance again. And when I'm swamped with work, I focus on my work. And that's why, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't had a time period where I can dance. So I'm looking forward to when I'm done with my studies, I can just go and dance.
That's beautiful. I love the discussion that we've been able to have here today. Thank you so much for joining us. And as usual, you guys need to remember to like, subscribe, and comment. I have been your host, Molu Kondina.
And I have been your co host, Mehak Dagar.
And you can also find me in Spotify. Rough is rough. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for watching.